Hi guys, I said in my last video that I was going to make a video about why Christmas specials were heartbreaking to me. Not all of them, but the first one that I could probably say that I watched on Christmas Eve night was the Snowman and Snowdog, which is obviously the newest version of the classic The Snowman. And oh my gosh, that movie. The Snowman is a really sad movie, but add an element of a dog in it and I am gone. I have 2 dogs, but previously before them too I had 2 other dogs, so as much as I am an animal lover, dogs are a very sensitive subject to me as well. So spoiler alert, if you still haven't seen it yet and you want to see the Snowdog and the Snowman quickly, yeah, maybe skip to the next part. Snowman the Snowdog literally opens up about this boy who moves to a new house, and automatically you see this old little cute dog. The dog dies very early on, instantaneous in the first probably before a minute of the movie beginning. A dog dies, and to me that is just heartbreaking, and it's a sore point and a sensitive subject, and I was in waterworks within the first couple of seconds of the movie beginning, so always a good start. He found a box under his floorboards that was put there by the previous boy that made the old snowman, and he decides, I'm going to make a snowman. He has to do one better than that boy, and he makes a snow dog, and oh my gosh, the snow dog, just the snow dog. They go off together, they have a wonderful adventure. He has to go in for the night. Snow dog tries to go in, and the wee boy's like, no, there's a fire in there, you have to stay out here, if you go in there you're going to melt. And the dog gets all sad and whimpers and is so sad, and gets a magic collar and the dog becomes real and they're together forever, and it's amazing. However, at the end of it, the snowman still dies, as they have to in the Snowman videos. Why? Why can't the snowman live? Moving on. So the next special then that I probably watched, and again was extremely sad, but I guess we should have expected it, was Merlin. I've been an avid watcher of Merlin since the beginning. I've watched every episode of Merlin since season 1, and I guess I have a special attachment to Merlin considering Colin Morgan, who plays Merlin, is from here and went to the college that I go to. Should I really say that in this? Just because he went to Belfast Metropolitan does not specifically mean that he went to the campus that I am currently on. Disclaimer! Because of that, I have a very close attachment to Merlin, and I've loved Merlin. I love the Arthurian legend, and it is a show that I've been committed to and loved from day dot. Knowing the Arthurian legend, by rights I should have known how it was going to end. It doesn't make it any easier. Also, disclaimer, spoiler alert, do you know what I mean? Just spoiler alert for everything in this video, but so as you may be able to tell by the light now, it is night time. My camera ran out of battery and I thought it was fully charged, but apparently I was wrong. I was beginning to describe the episodes. The 2 episodes were called Diamond of the Day, Part 1 and Part 2, and I'm not going to go into too much detail, I'm just going to try and briefly explain about it and all the emotions it gave me. In Part 1 we see Morgana gain this new creature that is basically like a magic sucking slug, and also we see this woman come into Camelot and seduce the Knight Gwen, and she's actually an informant that is relaying information of military tactics onto Morgana. The slug then also comes into play and playing a part with Merlin, because the slug is then used on Merlin and it drains him of his magic, and in this episode we see Merlin basically fight to keep on, and he is struggling, and whenever he's about to give up, he kind of has a vision of his father basically kind of spurring him on, and it gives him the strength that he needs to fight back and to come back strong and to enter the big battle scene at the end. He comes in as elderly Merlin and kicks ass. In this episode we also see Morgana give Mordred a sword that has been forged in Aethus's breath, and basically it has dark magic properties, and is what she wants him to use against Arthur in killing him. I'm going to swiftly move on to the next episode. So in this episode we see how the big battle comes into play, and we also see the fulfilling basically of the prophecy that is made at the beginning of this series, basically of Mordred stabbing Arthur. But what the prophecy doesn't show is then by allowing himself to be stabbed, Arthur then in turns stabs Mordred. I was really saddened by this because I love Mordred, I love his character, he's a cutie for a start, and I just felt so sorry for Mordred. Whenever I know he went bad, but he didn't go bad the way Morgana went bad in a way. I don't know. I just still love Mordred, and I was so sad to see him die. Moving on. Once the battle is then over, people think that Arthur's lost, but Merlin had come and he finds Arthur and he tries to take him away and tries to heal him. And in high emotions, he then is honest with Arthur and he tells Arthur that he has magic. And Arthur, being the stubborn Camelot king that he is, he then tries to push Merlin away from him, and even though he's been friends with him for so many years, and reject him because he has magic. In this episode, I think you really discover kind of, it's a progression for Arthur. He sees how much Merlin has actually really done for him throughout the years, and even though he's had magic, he's used that to help him in so many ways that he hasn't even realised. And towards the end of it, it really strengthens their relationship, and you see them basically going on a journey of becoming friends again, even though it's to a sad end. I think that's what makes the ending of it even more sad, is because they went on this journey of self-discovery together in this episode, and it all has to end. Gaius appears at the point and tells Merlin that the only way that is possible to save Arthur is to take him to Avalon, which will be the only place that will be able to counteract the dark magic of the sword that Mordred stabbed Arthur with. So they try to do this journey and travel together to get Arthur to the place and heal him. Merlin calls Kilgara to help him take the king to Avalon, but Kilgara basically tells Merlin that it'll all be for naught and that it's too late, and basically that Arthur will die and only rise again whenever he is needed. Merlin then breaks down and I break down, and Arthur's given a funeral. He's pushed out to sea in a boat that is set on fire, and I'm at this point a ball of tears and weeping and sad, and so sad. It then goes to the future, and you see Merlin walking around as an old man by the spot where he casts Arthur out to sea, waiting basically for him to arise again. And it's so sad because all those years he's basically been like a wandering, lonely person in search of his friend to come back to him, and it's so sad. I think that's almost just even more heartbreaking of a way to end it. Some things about that the ending that I wasn't happy with personally was we had the big massive epic battle scene, which was awesome, but then whenever it came to Morgana's end, it was a little bit unimpressive. For all the big and dramatics throughout the rest of different series, her death scene was just so kind of lackluster and a bit like, stab, you're dead. Go Merlin on killing her. Also, I wasn't happy about Gwen being killed off. I felt like it was unnecessary. Why kill Gwen? He was an awesome knight. There was no need to kill Gwen. So basically, by the season finale of Merlin, they killed off too many of my favourite people, and I was just a big mess ball of emotions and tears. So, yeah. I will be sad to see Merlin end. Merlin is an awesome TV series. If you haven't watched Merlin, I highly recommend that you go and watch Merlin right now because it is awesome, and I think you would probably enjoy it if you are very into the Arthurian legend as I am. Parts of the ending were a bit disappointing, and I can't lie. However, in a way, it was a neat and tidy ending, so I will give it It did end it neat and tidy. I'm very, very sad. Last Christmas special that I watched was Doctor Who, which was also kind of sad because the Doctor is very sad of the loss of Amy and Rory. However, Oswald comes back into play, which is awesome because she is going to make a great new companion, and I can't wait for her storyline to start coming in, and I'm excited for that for the new year. So looking forward to 2013 Doctor Who. So yep, that was basically the reason why I was an emotional wreck because of Christmas specials.